man. Just waiting. Just waiting. Figured I might as well make me a little video for y'all. These wires right here, man, that's one thing I gotta do. I'm gonna rewire this over. So for those of you that have Peterbilts, okay, judging by my dash, if you haven't seen my videos yet, if this is your first video that you are actually watching of mine, this is my 1990 Peterbilt 377. Okay, so those of you that have rather Peterbilts, you're going to understand what I'm talking about once I start getting down into the details as to why you see a switch like that, temporary switch like that here, and you see these temporary switches like that right there, and even that one there. So when I bought this truck, I bought it, this dash was already damaged like that when I bought it, but I thought about, it's just cosmetic. So, I could just, I could rebuild this or repair it myself using my carpentry skills. Okay, so when I bought the truck, it had the later on down the line, I started to develop an issue with electrical wiring, and so it started with my turn signals. Okay, as you can see, I'm just showing you guys what I had to do. Okay, so I mean, don't judge me, man, but you know what? I've been using this for a while now. This is a regular, right now in the middle is off. So here is on and back here is on. So this is my, I don't know if you hear that tick, tick, tick. It's my left turn signals. Okay. So, that's the left turn signal right there when I do that. And the middle is off. And like that. I don't know if you guys can see the blinker right there. And then this is my four ways. Okay. That's blinking there with that switch on. And that's boom. So it controls the turn signals front and back. Okay, so for those of you that have Peterbilts, you are going to understand as to why I have all this right here, all this wiring. So it started with my turn signals. Okay, so my turn signal, and this light here, the turn signal that comes with the truck had a built-in button on this side for the high beams. You push it in, high beams will be on. Push it again, high beams will go off. Okay, so this switch now replaces my high beams. Okay, so what happens is the turn signal, the whole housing itself, when Peterbilt designed it, they put the wires in. I wish I could grab it somewhere here and show it to you guys, but I don't feel like going in my storage box and digging it out for y'all. Let me see. Give me 1 second here, people. Nope, it's okay. So when they made it, okay, so right next to each other, you have the left turn signal, right turn signal, four-way, and then you have the incoming power, and then you have the high beams. after years and years and years of dust collecting inside of it, it started to shorten out. So I would put my left turn signal on, the right one would come on. I mean, it was a whole bunch of mess. Four-ways would come on at the same time. Whenever I would, pull that thing, it's like a little latch that you pull like that, and it would come on, put the four-ways on, it would cause every single light in and out the truck to be on. And the lights used to blink. You should drive me crazy. So one day I'm driving, coming back from a trip, and all of a sudden I have no turn signals. So I pulled over at a rest area, and I popped a fuse in there. As soon as I put the switch on, it blew the fuse again. So I said, what the hell? I took a wire, okay, and I took two of those flat female connectors, and I input a fuse in them, and then I basically made a fuse cradle, basically. Okay, and I ran a wire direct from the battery to my turn signals. I put the thing on, it blew that fuse too. So I'm like, yo, what the hell? Okay, and that was a 30 amp fuse that it burned. So in order for me to get home, I don't know if you guys remember when we were in school, they would tell you, hey, get a piece of wire and curl the piece of wire around a pencil, okay, to create like something that looks like a spring almost. Okay, so I did that. Okay, when I went to school, I was in college. I was taking FMT and HVAC. One of the things I do remember, they taught us in an emergency you could do a fuse bypass. Okay, so but you made the fuse bypass with a load. That way it won't shorten itself out. It's the people that are like electricians and whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. So I did that, and I was able to quickly put the turn signal on to get over and cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Just for me to get home. Okay, so when I got home, I decided to figure out what the problem was. Okay, I tried, I traced every single lamp to see, if I had a ground problem, whatever it is. Couldn't find it. So what I ended up doing, okay, I ended up running a wire, okay, like one of these wires here. I mean, I got multiple of them wires. Don't judge me, man, but this shit still works. I got all these wires right here, and I got this mess down here that I need to redo, which I will. Okay, so I ran a wire from the battery to a fuse box. I'm sorry, a wire from the battery to an individual fuse housing, 30 amp, and then I ran it to my interrupter. Okay, the fuse into the turn signal interrupter, and then from there I run a wire coming. You can see it coming down. Okay, so wire comes out. Okay, so these are two regular house switches. Okay, so power goes into this one here. It comes out. Then I put another wire from here to go into this switch, which then comes out on this end, and then both of the two wires, one will go to the left, one will go to the right to make my four-ways. And then I took the same idea, took a power wire that's coming out of the interrupter, which is inside of here, run it out, and then run it all the way up to this switch here. Okay, and then it's in the center. This side goes to the left, this side goes to the right. I was able to have my turn signals. Okay, which I know, those these critiques or whoever you are out there, DOT isn't bothered by this. All they care about is Does your lights work outside? Yes. My turn signals work front and back, both sides, left and right. Okay? Now, mind you, I had an issue, with the turn signals. After I fixed this problem with the turn signals, then it was my freaking marker lights. Every single marker light, would come in, go out. I would fix one, put a new bulbs, put a new fuse. After a couple of days, it would burn out again. Okay, so what I did was, I said, okay, I ran another wire, just like here, to another fuse and another switch. Okay, same thing. So at first I had just one of these switches. I had just one of these running. Well, no, it used to be this one here. This one used to run. Okay, it says CLLPS, so this stands for clearance lights, but that's on top of the truck. This is my regular headlights. It's still functionable, still works just fine. But this here, it does the clearance light. So all the clearance lights used to be on this switch. This is one of those switches that's like they got 6 prongs on it, so you can have 2 sets of power, and then you can control 2 sets of like lights on the left and right. Okay. One day I touched this switch here, and that sucker was hotter than a hot iron. Okay, so I realized, okay, it was too much power going through here. Something was going on with it. So I decided to just leave just the top lights on top of the truck on. And when I turn this on, it controls the light on top of the truck, my clearance lights, and then it controls the lights on top of the trailer, the clearance lights and the marker lights on top of the trailer. The one on the left, the one on the right, front, and then the 3 rather in the back top. Okay, so it became a problem there with my marker lights. All right, so then I replaced, I changed the marker lights in my wiring. When I did that, it continued to give me problems. So what I did was I ended up putting you see these 3 switches here. Actually, I got 4 of them. I got 1, 2, 3, and then I got these 2 right here. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, so I think this one is for the can lights, side marker lights, and this is for the marker lights in the front where the turn signals are. Okay, so this is DOT required. It's not DOT required, but I want to have it work. So but all this is going to get redone. Like I said, I'm going to redo this whole dash and then rewire everything. Okay, consolidate all the wiring so it can look better. But for now, it's working, so that's what I did. Okay, now I ended up putting can lights by themselves, these lights in the 2 lights in the front, left and right, marker lights by themselves. Okay, and then these are for the 2 lights on the sides. I don't know if you guys can see them, but let me see. I'm gonna put them on for you. You can see they are on. So that's those. Okay. And then this one here is for my lower tail lights on my trailer. Actually, I had it wrong. This is for those 2 side lights, trailer, and this is the 2 marker lights on my tail lights in the back. All right. And then that's what I had to do. This here is for my dash. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell. See, that's on, off, on, off. Okay, so that's what I had to do to figure out the issue I was having with, electrical wiring. But check this out. This here, my clearance lights, this sucker caused me to change 2 alternators. Okay, I thought that maybe the alternator was, because when I used to put this on, okay, this is when I had the old school Peterbilt clearance lights. I noticed as they get old, the corrosion around the base of the wire causes this sucker to draw more power. Way more power than it should have. Okay, so what I ended up doing is, every time I would put it on and I would have my truck running, granted the alternator I had before was only a 130 amp alternator, so I thought that it wasn't powerful enough. But remind you, this is a mechanical truck. Okay, I don't have computers on here. You know, there's no sensors. I mean, I do have sensors for like air, water, temperature, like that. But you know, there's no computer. There's no ECM. Okay, because my engine is a mechanical engine. So 130 amp should be more than enough to power. Should be more than enough to power my lights. Okay. So the voltmeter right now the truck is off right now. But what I noticed it was doing was, I would start the truck, it would be at 14 volts, right? And then as soon as I turn it on, it will go down to about 13, right in the middle. And then when I put on everything else, it will go all the way down past 12 into that yellow zone right there, that warning zone. And I used to ask myself, why is it doing that? So I thought, oh, it's because my alternator is not powerful enough. Let me go get a big, gigantic 250 amp alternator. I went, got the alternator, okay? Guess what it did? Same thing. Same thing. Until one day, you know, I sit here in this truck and I turn on every single light by themselves, except for the clearance lights. And I noticed when I did that, I noticed that the power didn't drop. As soon as I put this thing on, the power went all the way down. Okay, so I bought a set of LED clearance lights, and I took the old stuff off, cleaned the wiring, put new wiring, boom, 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 and ever since then, no problem. No problem whatsoever. So if you got an old truck, like, you know, from 80s to like, you know, even from the 80s to like early 2000s, and you're having some electrical problem where you're losing power and whatnot, check your clearance lights. Okay, check your clearance lights. If you have old incandescent bulbs also, take them off, go to LEDs. You won't regret it. Now, what also led me to understanding, or kind of like, you know, figured out it was that was the problem. I saw a whole bunch of other trucks. I would talk to other truck drivers, and, you know, they were newer, they popped the hood, and the alternators were like 125 amps, 130 amps, 150 amp alternators. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. They have way more computer stuff on their trucks. Okay, I don't have any computer stuff on my truck. Why is that? I have a big old gigantic 250 amp alternator. Okay, but then they're running 130 and they have no problems. That's because they all have LED lights. Okay, even the computer, you know, system, the electronic system in those newer trucks have a bunch of capacitors in them. Some have run capacitors and some have start capacitors, okay, to keep, you know, to store power when the truck is not running. Also, it gives the system a boost to fire up when you just start the truck, okay. So that's why they don't require all of that. So when I saw that, I'm like, well, I went, changed that, boom. Then after I changed this, then I had an issue now with my regular headlights, because those were incandescent bulbs. Then they start drawing too much power. So what I did, after I changed my headlight housing, I put, you know, brand new housing, brand new bulb, brand new switches, whatever it is. The power issue did get a little bit better, but then I was sitting down one time in New Jersey, at a rest area, just waiting, minding my own business. I had a massive headache too that day. And some guy comes by, he's getting closer and closer to the front of my truck, and I'm watching him coming from this side, coming, and I'm blowing a horn at him, and he got closer and closer, and next thing you know, wham, rips the front of my truck off. Okay, so that was like $1,000 that I threw down the drain, you know, after putting newer, there was still the old school style of 377 lights, but you know, after spending all that money, they were already hard to find, okay, because this truck is like 33 years old, I think. So let me see, yeah, 90, 2010, oh no, 90, 2000, that's 10, 2010, that's 20, 2020, that's 30, yeah, so the truck is 33 years old. Okay, so I decided to say, hey, you know what? I have a really strong love for 370, 379, and 389, and you know, that whole entire 370 series with Peterbilt, like 378, 379, 389. You know, I had you know, either short nose or long nose. I have you know, when I first started driving, those were the trucks that I drove, you know, and I was in them for a long time, and I liked the way they look and everything. So when that happened to me with my headlights, you know, I just said, okay, instead of me spending $940 on trying to get something that's obsolete, that is old, okay, I say, well, let me go and spend $60 and get some LED lights, okay? The four LED lights, I bought them off of eBay, you know, for, I want to say $60, okay? And yeah, and I'm able to use my high beams separately, my low beams separately. They are very, very bright. They don't draw that much power. I am going to rewire them because I notice I see other trucks too have the same problem where one side would be brighter than the other side. So I want them, and this is with my low beams, of course. I want them to be even, you know, on both sides. Okay, I've even tried to run the left side wasn't as bright as the right side was, so I spliced the wire from the left, the power wire, to the right. It did help a little bit, but it's still way too damn bright. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe it's a manufacturer defect, but hey, they work great. They said it's supposed to have 50,000 hours of lifetime on them. Okay, I don't like using high beams at night when I drive. Even you know, going through places like West Virginia, you know, highways where it's very dark, or going through central New York, west part of central New York, where it's very, very dark. Okay, I want to have headlights that allows me to see further ahead of me, maybe, you know, 100 feet, 200-300 feet, and then be able to see both left side of the, you know, lanes and the shoulder lane. Okay, where I can see. All right, so those lights, you know, they do that for me. And I'm gonna get out the truck. This video is getting long. I'm gonna get out the truck and show you guys which lights I'm talking about. But yeah, I did that, and then what I did also too, when I checked on the cradle and the mount for the Peterbilt 379, they wanted too much money, way too much money. Okay, yeah, I've spoken to some owner operators. You know, they spent, like, one guy told me he spent $11,000 on his headlights alone. I'm not gonna do that. Honestly, I'm not going. You know, I don't knock anybody that wants to do that. If you have the money, the capacity to do it, I'm not knocking you. But come on, man, come on. $11,000? That to me is ridiculous. Okay, it's ridiculous. I bought this truck for $14,000, so why would I spend $11,000, you know, on just headlights? You know, I mean, I put a lot of money in my truck, little by little. You know, I've replaced certain things, you know, radiators and shit like that, you know, turbos, But $11,000 on your headlights? That's crazy. But anyhow, yeah, so that's what I did. You know, that's what, you know, these wires that you see up here, that's what they serve. They serve the purpose of that. Okay, but next year I'm going to rewire everything over. You know, I got to get some more of this Eterna Bond, because Peterbilt owners, you guys know what I'm talking about, or anybody that have, you know, 2 bunks. I mean, this is the, you know, the Eterna Bond. This thing used to leak, so I'm going to get another roll so I can finish doing the yacht side of it. Okay, but so far it's holding on pretty good. This corner here, I got to put some more in this corner, but you know, yeah, it used to leak, but you know, once I get it, where I get it all done properly, and you know, get it to where it's nice and neat and everything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-carpet on the inside and just go over it like that. You know, I might even go over this too, because I know this moves, but what I'll do is I'll leave space in between, so you know, when I'm driving, you know, it could move and not tear up, you know, anything. But I want all that to be covered. You know, I know what to do with it, how to do it. You know, I'm going to transfer my construction skills that I have, or I've earned doing construction. I'm going to, you know, use it in here. But this is the inside of my baby, browner than brown. I do want to change this maybe to, I don't know, maybe like a navy blue color or something, but you'll see. Or I might just go back to brown. We get like a different brown, more like a chocolate brown, you know, and then, you know, do the doors over and everything. I have to, this window works off air, but I'm going to convert it to a power window. Okay, this one and that one, I'm gonna convert it to power window. This is manual. Okay, all this stuff here, I'm gonna re-upholstery all this, do it myself. All right, do the dash over. This here, I'm probably gonna use, I'm gonna go to the inside. I'm gonna repair it on the inside first, so this thing doesn't cave in. And I think I'm gonna use Luan out of Home Depot and put Luan on it. Okay, and then, cause it's thin, you know. I mean, anyways, you guys will see it. You know, you will see it once it gets all done. I'm getting ready now to get moving. Let me go outside. So these are the lights I'm talking about. Now this here, I did this myself. I wanted to get a different design. So basically, these two, when you buy these lights, they are $60 a piece off of eBay. Okay, you get 4 of them. You get 4 of them when you buy them. Okay, so I saw a review online that somebody did with these, and they were bad mouthing them. Hey, to each his own. But I like these suckers, man. These suckers are very bright. Okay, these are low beams. Okay, it gives you a straight beam, and these are the high beams. All right, I don't use the red ones because, you know, I'm not really into that. You know what I mean? But you got 4 of these for lows, and then 2 of these for highs on both sides. Okay, so these 4 lights, $60 off of eBay. Okay, I give them I want to say, well, the high beams isn't really that bright, but the low beams is sufficient enough to where you won't need high beams. Okay, basically I have high beams on just to satisfy DOT. Okay, but I mean, hey, for $60, you know, I give them a 5 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? Come to my opinion. So the lights are $60, but this cradle itself, Peterbilt sells that cradle for it's $550 a piece, both left and right. So that's like $1,000. Then there's a crescent that sits inside, that the light sits into, that is $145 a piece for both sides. Okay. Then the turn signal lights, I got these off of eBay for, I think they was $80 for the two. Okay, but they are LEDs, you know, 2-in-1 LED and marker lights. Okay. So what I did was, I said, well, there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna spend that much money on, you know, because I want to get better lights and be able to see better. Okay, and besides, I like the way the truck looked with them on. So what I did was, I went to Peterbilt. You know, don't knock me for it, but hey, you guys had the information on there. I looked at the measurements between here and the bumper. It's 11 inches, between 11 and 11 and a half. Every single 379 and 378 and 389s that I saw that were parked, I took the same measurement, and I saw it was, you know, between 11 inches, 11 and a half inches. So that's what I did with my bumper. And then in New York State, from the ground to the center of the light, right in the middle, it should not go past 48 inches. So these are exactly 48 inches. Okay, and then there's a 3-degree angle that Peterbilt has when they mount their lights to allow it to where it's not directly straightforward, it's a little bit sideways so you can see the curve. So I did that, and then it's a couple degrees angle down. So that's what I did. So I followed the specs. Okay, and I went home and I made these. I made them. You know what I'm saying? And I just put some design on it because I didn't want everything to be chrome. You know, but I made these. You know, and what I did was, after I made the house, and I just bought the bulbs and put the bulbs in there, and just, you know, run the wiring. There's a hole on the side here that's already pre-drilled, and all I did was, I don't know if you guys can see it, I just ran the wire through there. You know, which let me know. This too, I measured that from there down. It's 11 1/4 of an inch. So, which let me know that, okay, this hood is made for you to change lights. You know. So, but next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come. Well, you know what? I'll save that for another video because I don't want, you know, everything don't have to be chrome, to my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You can see same thing here. Everything don't have to be chrome. Okay, so that's what I did, man. You know, so I'm gonna finish up the truck. You know, I'll change that drop visor, put another drop visor. Also too, I don't know, man, maybe I should do a review on Eterna-Bond. I call it Durabond, but Eterna-Bond, that stuff is some really good stuff, man. My windshield used to leak, not anymore after I put that sucker around there. Okay, and from, I don't think you guys can even see it. See, I gotta go up close for y'all to see it. So, yeah, man, save me a bunch of headache. You know. Yeah. Let's see if I can. Well, the sunlight is in the way. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but yeah. So that's the story. Till then, hey guys, I forgot to mention. I guess I have to get used to it, but you know, please like this video and subscribe. You know, I'm a brand new YouTuber. Okay, as I said before in my new beginning video, my introduction video, I don't have a playbook. Okay, so I'm just getting started, man. You know, it would definitely help me. You know, it would definitely help me accomplish what I want to accomplish. You know, my truck, I do want to get it upgraded and everything. And you know, I heard that YouTube is a good way, you know, for you to go about doing things. You know, so you know, if you guys can, you know, help me out. You know, whoever's watching this video. Okay, again, please hit that thumbs up button down there. Like, share the, you know, the video if you guys can, or if you want. You know, it's gonna help me out a little bit. You know, it will help the YouTube algorithm to, you know, it will help them to direct, you know, some more traffic to my videos, you know, to get some more views. But you know, that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, thank you, appreciate it. Bless. See y'all next time.